Alright guys, we are reviewing Paranormal Activity, the franchise, the series, whatever you want to call it, all the movies, 1, 2, 3, 4, the marked ones, Next of Kin, and the Ghost Dimension. So, let's get started. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, honestly. No matter how much hate it gets, I still fucking love this movie. Everyone's like, it's corny, it's trash, it's mid, it's boring. Fucking to me, it's entertaining and it's interesting. It's not like fucking these new movies that are coming out, which is like actual trash, where I can't watch it. It's just like, like these ones are just okay. Like it's a flow of ghosts and paranormal activity, and it's good. I like it. So we're gonna start out with Paranormal Activity 1, of course. I mean, where else would we start, right? Paranormal Activity 1. We're gonna put it in goated. It's goated for sure. I remember when I first watched it, I could watch it over and over again. I fucking love this movie. I mean, you got Mika, and then you got Katie, and then you got the sister Christy, and basically their house is haunted. And guys, this movie was made with like $10,000 budget, which is fucking actually insane. Like, it's a really, really entertaining movie to me. It's not the fucking fastest paced movie. It's pretty slow at first, to be honest. But they just have these little like things that happens. If you guys actually believe in ghosts and you've ever experienced any activity like that, you'll know like this shit is actually, whoa, it's kind of fucking creepy. You got the footprints and the baby prints, and then the ending is fucking scary enough to where it's not like overboard, but it's a decent scare. All right, Paranormal Activity, the first one, that's where I'm gonna put it. Me personally, I really like this movie. Goated. Paranormal Activity 2. This one is literally the same thing as the first one, except just not as good, I think. They have the dog, and then they have the baby, and the baby's trying to get like possessed by that demon or some shit like that, because I think he was the firstborn male in like 50 years or something. So that's why the demon wants it. And I think that something about like one of the family members made a deal where the firstborn male, the demon would get access to. So that's basically what the whole movie plot is based off of. And it's the same thing, you got cameras around the house. Same thing as the first one, just, a little bit different with different characters, I guess. I mean, the dog, the baby. I mean, that's pretty much it. We're going to put it at yes, sir. It's not fuck yeah. It's not goated. Put it at yes, sir, because it's like, it's, it's watchable. It's definitely watchable. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I can actually watch it and be somewhat entertained. So that's a good thing. I'll put it in yes, sir. It's almost mid. Like, it really almost is mid, but it's not exactly mid. Paranormal Activity 3. I'm going to put this one in trash. I fucking hated this movie. This is the movie where they go back in time to, like, the 80s. And it's, like, Katie and Christy, the sisters, when they're younger. And all the paranormal shit that happens. I did not like this movie. It's trash, I think. It was really fucking boring the whole time. Like, I could not watch this shit. I did not like it. And it's like the imaginary friend, the bloody mirror, whatever the fuck, whatever it was. This shit was trash, honestly. There was like one good part, I think, was the Bloody Mary part that I kind of liked. It was kind of like tense a little bit. And also, I forgot to mention Paranormal Activity 2. I like the ending. But yeah, Paranormal Activity 3, I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the beginning. I didn't like the middle. It all was trash to me, to be honest. I fucking hated this movie. We're just going to stop talking about it. Paranormal Activity 4. I'm going to put this in actually fucking goated. And this movie gets a lot of hate. No one really likes this movie for some reason. It has the girl, and it has the boy, and the creepy motherfucking boy that comes across the street, and he wants to hang out with a hunter. And basically, this one's interesting because the sister in the first movie, Katie, she's the neighbor across the street. And that's like her son or whatever. And their house is like completely empty. All the furniture is covered up in plastic. And they're like, oh, his mom's in the hospital. He's going to stay with us for a little bit. And then you find out later that his mom's actually Katie. And she's acting weird as fuck. Like, she doesn't act like how she was in the first movie. You could tell she's possessed by something. And I thought, oh, I fucking love this movie. Like, it was good. You got the Xbox Connect. You got the dad. The dad's like, there's no ghost going on in this house. Shut the fuck up. Nothing's going on. You got the grandma trying to do some like sage and shit, and they're like, nope, kick her out, she gotta go, we don't like her. And then they call her back because the demons get fucking crazy. I like this movie. It's a good movie. Alright, it gets so much hate for no fucking reason, I guess. I don't know, people have such high standards when it comes to ghost movies. I'm like, bro, it's just for fun, right? It's not supposed to be like horrifying, I guess, but it's pretty creepy, and it has some scary parts, some jump scares. I remember the part where the girl's going across the street, and then a fucking car just comes out of nowhere, and then the girl walks in front of the gate. She's like, hey, do you live here? Good movie. I like this movie. Next one, The Marked Ones. This is fucking goated. I loved The Marked Ones. This is a good ass movie. This one's way different because it has like a Mexican family and they're in an apartment. And to me, I think this movie is way more faster paced than the other movies because you're not sitting around in a tripod just scanning the room the whole movie. They're actually walking around with the camera and they're filming shit that's going on. And the quality's better. The characters are better. The writing's questionable. The writing's pretty funny in all these movies, right? But this movie was really good. I think it was really creative. And you got the lady downstairs, which is my favorite part of the movie. The lady downstairs is like making all these weird noises at night, and they're like, "What the fuck?" They're calling her a witch and shit, and then she just dies all of a sudden. And it turns out that the guy that the main character graduated with killed her because she put a curse on him or something like that. And it gets really fucking tense. And the ending is really good because the ending, they get all their friends. And don't even get me started. Basically, they have this like closet of all this research and stuff about the guy's brother and why he's acting crazy. And they find out all this shit. Basically, it ties into Katie. And the main part that I like about this is the main character gets possessed. That's the person who actually killed Mika in the first movie. And it all ties in. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. That's a really interesting idea. 4 movies later, they tie the first movie in with the ending. Because you were wondering who killed him in the first place. And it finds out that was him. Wow. I mean, I love that. They literally show the first movie in this movie, which is, wow, that was fucking well done. I like that. Just if you watch them all movies and you're a fan of them, you thought that was well done. That was really creative. Definitely recommend this. I'm going to put it above Paranormal Activity 4, actually. I might actually put it above the first one because it's very entertaining. You know, there's some stupid parts, some stupid writing at times, but and all in all, it's very above average, in my opinion. Now, Next of Kin. Next of Kin is going to go in fuck yeah territory because this one's way different. No characters of the first films are in this. It's just basically a different kind of Paranormal Activity. I mean, they all say it's not like a Paranormal Activity movie, which it pretty much isn't. It's not at all like the first movies. But it's like this Amish family, and this girl's trying to find her mom, and a bunch of weird shit happens, and you got the bell and the church, and there's like a basement and a tunnel. And this one, you actually see the fucking demons, which is really creepy. The ending was really interesting. They're running through the fucking village and everything's just going to shit because the thing got released. And I think they're like feeding it or something. I forgot what the plot was exactly, but they're like feeding it. And when they stopped feeding it, something happened. I guess it escaped or something. Next of Kin, it's a good movie. It's not goated. It's almost goated, to be honest, because I liked it. Almost goated, but not. So I'm going to keep it an F yeah. It was pretty good, right? What else can I remember from the movie? You know, they're walking around the camera, of course, just like the same old. But it was well done, well done. Next one is The Ghost Dimension. Put this in mid. That one's going straight in mid. The Ghost Dimension was like, it was hella corny, in my opinion. This time you actually see the ghosts, you see the spirits, like the goo and the faces and stuff. And like some parts were actually pretty good. Some of the jump scares were pretty creepy, pretty scary. But the characters I didn't like. The camera, it's like the camera could see different dimensions. I thought this one was just like, okay, you guys done this movie so many times, and you're trying to do it the same way but different. But it didn't hit at all for me. It just felt like forced. I mean, they could say all these movies felt forced, but this one really felt forced. And just, it wasn't as good as the first ones, you know. It's mid. It's not trash like the third one to me, but it's mid. Because, like, I don't even remember that much. I don't remember any of their names. That should tell you a lot. I don't remember any of their fucking names. I barely remember the plot. But I just remember there's a fucking doorway in this girl's room. She walks through it. And, that's it. It's a Ghost Dimension, right? But it just focuses too much on, like, trying to scare you instead of just scaring you. And that's the thing I didn't like about it. I wanted to, like, be scared from me being scared. Wasn't my favorite. That is the list, guys. Thank you so much for watching. What do you want me to do next?